Yo, let's go with it, boys. We're gonna hit a quick little trade recap. Sorry I haven't uploaded in the last couple of days. I had some family visiting. My mom, my sister, actually, they were here helping me decorate my new apartment, which I'm gonna show you guys around to the end of this video, so make sure to stick around until that. Yeah, let's just jump straight into this trade recap. But yeah, so I didn't trade at all last week just because I had my family here visiting, but we're back. And it is a no news Monday, and we took a pretty nice W today. So let's just go over it real quick. Now, I have implemented some new confluences or mechanics, whatever you want to call it, into my trading, and we were able to take a great setup today. So coming into the day, I was bullish on the higher time frame. First thing I'm doing now, as well as everything else that I have been going over, switch it up a little bit. The strat that I was trading wasn't working out too well. I was kind of just, I traded it for about a month. It was doing okay, but the win rate wasn't that great. I was trading on ES, but I've moved back over to NQ, and I was back testing this model all weekend, and this is what I think I'm going to, be sticking with. I really don't like hopping around from strategy to strategy, but since I've made my return to trading, in the last 2 months, I've really been trying to find something that I can really dial in with and, stick with for the long term. A lot of what I'm going to go over has very similar confluences, and it's a very similar mechanism. What I'm doing is looking for fair value gaps on the 15-minute, the hourly, and the 4-hour. There were pretty much none. That's going to be untested fair value gaps, by the way. I'm just going to remove all the drawings so it's easier to see here, but I'm looking for fair value gaps coming into open that have not been tested on the hourly, the 4-hour, or the 15-minute. Obviously, the higher time frame ones are better, so I would prioritize, say, a 4-hour gap over a 15-minute gap, just because they tend to be a lot stronger, as most levels do. But there pretty much was no untested gaps that were relatively close to where price was coming into open on the 4-hour, the 1-hour. Like, we had this, but that was fully tested right here. We had this gap that's been fully tested. All of these have been fully tested. Dropped onto the hourly, same thing. Really no gap untested fair value gaps. This one down here hadn't been fully tested, so I could have marked that out, but then again, that is also 600 points away from where price currently was, so it was a little unrealistic to mark that out because it's very unlikely that we actually would have got down there during this session. So what I was looking for, I did change my chart colors, by the way, which you guys probably might have noticed. So then I hopped onto the 15-minute time frame, and I was looking for some FVGs on here. First one that I drew out was this little right here, as well as this right here. And pretty much what I noticed coming into market open, it was this FEG actually, was right here that we were holding very nicely off of this level, and we were overall bullish on the higher time frame, as you can see right here. Just these last couple candles on the hourly time frame, as well as the 4-hour, this 4-hour candle coming into open was very strong. I marked out some upside levels of liquidity that I thought we'd want to take out, which was there, and up here. So my higher time frame bias was bullish, and I was looking for us to come up and take out these areas of liquidity right here. This was ultimately my draw coming and my bias coming into open. So next thing I look for after marking out that 15-minute is a 5-minute gap, a 5-minute bullish gap to be formed that we also will continue to bounce off of. And I believe that was, I think I marked out this one. The setup actually started to occur around 7 o'clock after we were holding off of that 15-minute, and then we formed a 5-minute that we respected right here. And then after that, all I'm looking for was a 1-minute inversion. If you guys are familiar with PB trading, this is very, very similar to his model, and it's something I've looked into before. It's a lot of ICT concepts, but it does work, so that's what I was looking for today. So after we held off of this 15-minute FVG, and then we created the 5-minute FVG right here that we held off of right here at open, so I marked that out, and then right at open we came down and we held beautifully off of it, just wick below it to fill that gap, and then as you can see, we closed very, very bullish on this candle, furthermore confirming my bullish bias to continue to the upside to take out these levels. I was strictly looking for longs to actually go ahead and take an entry. I was looking for a 1-minute inversion, so that's going to be a bearish fair value gap that gets invalidated to basically play as an inverse fair value gap. So pretty much after this, as soon as market open, I was looking for a 1-minute bearish fair value gap, and we didn't get that up until I think it might have been right here. And yeah, so it was right here. So now that was the first bearish fair value gap that got formed, and I was still very bullish because there really was no levels around in this area. Yes, we did have high of day right here, and that's probably what we saw that little bit of rejection off of, but I was still overall bullish to take out these higher levels of liquidity up here. And as you can see, we were just steadily moving up, so I was still very bullish, looking for that to get inversed. So that's basically where we're looking for the inversion, and then we get it right there. So that gets inverted. No, we did not close above this gap right here. We closed right on it actually, but this candle obviously is very strong, especially after coming down and retesting around this low right here. We held off of it beautifully. These candles started to lose a lot of that downside momentum. Higher time frame is still very bullish, confirming my still bullish bias. And I took my entry right at the close of this candle. I think I actually got filled a little lower. And then I put my stop loss just below this low right here at 25,800. And then ultimately I was targeting this level right here, which was, if we zoom out, that's going to be our high of day from Friday, that pre-market high right there that still had not got taken out. So we had a resting level of liquidity right there. We'll go back here. So I entered right there, and this is what I was targeting. And I was set my stop loss at break even once we took out high of day on this session. We immediately ripped up right here. I moved my stop loss to break even. So at this point now, it was a completely risk-free trade. Perfect. This was about a 1.8 RR. And then we came up insanely close to my TP right here. We were 5 points away from hitting TP on a 58 point TP, almost 60 points. We were 5 points away. We reversed all the way back down. I stayed in right here. Fortunately, we didn't get stopped out. We ripped back up. After seeing this rejection right here and, you know, this kind of little, you know, just the way that price was moving when I was actually watching this, it was a little suspect. So what I ended up doing was actually, excuse me, taking a 1-to-1 right here. Right there, after this little bit of rejection, I thought we might break down after taking out high of day, even though my high time frame draw was still bullish, which you'll see in a second did eventually end up getting hit. I just didn't like the way that this was looking. Technically, we did break structure to the downside. We were also respecting this little 1 minute FVG right here that we had. So I didn't think that maybe we were going to see a little bit of a pullback, just enough to get me stopped out at break even. So I pretty much TP'd fully right here for a 1-to-1, made about $400 on the 50K accounts. So we took that. It was just a 1-to-1, and then I had my stop loss still. Well, I was fully out of the trade there, but if I was to hold this, which you guys will see here in a second, is that we came down and I was literally 1 tick away from getting stopped. I would have been 1 tick away from getting stopped at break even, and then that did eventually hit. I would have just liked for this to be a little cleaner right here. I would have liked for this to hit. I think I did the right thing by getting out at a 1-to-1. You know, that's just pure luck, honestly, that wouldn't have stopped me out. So ultimately, my higher time frame bias was correct, and we did come up to take that out. And then right now, it looks like we are possibly going to continue this uptrend to take out these higher levels of liquidity up here. But ultimately, I just basically took a 1-to-1 right here and risked about $400, made about $400. So that's really good. Super high probability trade, obvious high time frame bias. We were respecting a 15-minute fair value gap, then a 5-minute fair value gap. Then we kept ripping up, confirming that higher time frame bullish bias. We got the 1 minute inversion right here after this little pullback. Entry, stop loss right below that low. And we were targeting the opposing liquidity, which didn't get hit. And then as I was watching price action while I was in the trade, we ended up just taking a 1-to-1 because I really didn't like this little area right here, which I think is totally fine. I'm totally fine with. But yeah, guys, that's a quick little trade recap. Now, I want to show you guys around my apartment because it's pretty much fully done up now. I just have a couple little things to finish up. But yeah, let me show you around. Alrighty, boys, I'm on the camera now. And here's a quick little apartment tour of my place in Sarasota, Florida. Best state in the United States. I don't care what anyone says, but real quick, let's just hop right into it. So this is my office space. Right here is my desk where I just recorded the trade recap. And this is what I'm looking at every morning. Here's the setup. It's pretty much the same setup I've always, you know, had, but it's beautiful. And then we got here in the corner, this little area right here. So this is pretty much my office room. We got a little couch right there. That picture, I still need to hang up above the couch right there. Also in here, this is going to be the master bathroom. So I have my closet right over in here. And then it's just a super nice bathroom. As you can see, it's a little messy right now, but got my closet in there, and then coming out into here is my office, as you can see. And then there's the setup. Coming out into here, which is the main living room area space. Let me open up the blinds so we can get some natural sunlight in here. Yeah, so this is what the main living room slash kitchen area space is. That over there is the main entrance to the place. But I got this couch, hung up some really cool posters right there. Got this table with some accessories on it. Another one of those little blue chairs right there. This is what the whole room looks like from over here. Got the TV mounted up on the wall right there. Super chill, super vibey and cozy little living room space. Over here is the kitchen. Gotta have the kitchen. This is what it looks like. Nothing crazy. We got a little bit of goy slop going on here on the counter. Don't mind that. This place is a little messy right now. I do gotta clean up. I had some people over yesterday, so island here, refrigerator, just chill. But this is pretty much what it's looking like when you walk in. Yeah, super fire little area. Really love the way that this whole living area, this living room space turned out. Coming over into here, this is my bedroom. Once again, sorry, it's a little bit of a mess, but we got the TV on the wall right there, little picture on the wall, nice little lamp right there. Got the area rug, and yeah, super chill. So that's my bedroom. That's the smaller room. And then in here is just a guest bathroom. Bathroom pretty much looks the same, except this bathroom only has one sink, whereas the other bathroom has two. Yeah, toilet over there, you know, just chill, basic bathroom shit. And then right in here is just a boiler room, nothing in there. But that's pretty much it, guys. Super, you know, fireplace, man. I'm really loving it here. I am just super excited for what this year has to offer me. And I'm really just trying to grind as hard as I can, man, and just make it my year, man, because I don't know if a lot of you guys watched my video I posted at the beginning of this year, a couple weeks ago, but last year was quite the struggle for me. I just had a lot of shit going on, but now that I'm back and settled here in Sarasota, man, it feels good. Feeling really confident about the things that I can achieve this year. You know, I've got a really nice place set up for me and a clear, much clearer mental state than I was previously just a couple months ago. And it feels great, man. And this desk right here is hopefully where, you know, I will become a fucking legend, as I said on TikTok. But that's pretty much it, boys. Make sure to like this video and sub up if you're not already. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for another trade recap. Hope you guys did well today. If you trade as well, let me know how you did. Follow me on all socials, shit like that. I'll see you guys later. Peace.